I was young, Mamma no, I say, na young fat to this agenda and to us, so young Copoya dum amada for aqua babetuye. And ra, Emauyan and TSNA was and cross from Cocra, no pay each try ye amayan saka or Musah superior. MPP Mudi Oboni Dia, Omo any no. Na Obe in a voice, no baby. But Ruby who works say, is he the one? Openi Akwaba.
Thank you,
Deputy CEO, Forestry Commission.
Yes, Medasi. And you're looking sharp.
Miss Medasi. I remember someone it was Washington Bay.
Yeah. In fact, I'm chair His Excellency John Agyapong.
Yes.
Na me driver no. Oba Washington Bay.
Yes.
Let me shout bet. I made him my creative pass my June number.
Yes.
Maybe I know me catch me driver. But this man that I've given my number to, I should have taken his number.
Right. You've been in politics for how many years?
Politics there, sir. From politics, Juma from Beth.
Okay.
Obiawo in politics because activity are a local activity, and in a family activity, and in the national one. So politics there, Obia from the day, in fact, the day almost conceive you know the process of conception, and it be politics.
Okay.
But say about partisan politics.
Partisan politics.
And then start a check because you started Dankwa Buzia Club in 1991. That's our time, no name Watamale. So those days, no, the current president of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo, and some very important Ghanaian citizens. Now we a crop of senior people from the UNCPFP, almost Trans-CT to form Buzia Dankwa Club. Because those days, no, they anticipated say elections, Ghana be democratized ahead in 1992. So you started activities quietly to form the Dankwa Buzia Club so that in future, turn Dankwa Buzia into a political party. So we started at those days, Professor R.I. Alassan, lawyer Pia, Alaji Salifu COP, Moru Salifu Bawa Wima, Ewa Hono, Ajia Mariam Sampaga, one Alaji Indu, Alaji Mr. Sadiq, young people supporting Alaji COP and Comm Media, so rest in peace. So, Gusu Bojumasa until almost left ban, say, there will be a team for me political party for 1992. Okay. So, almost left ban, no. Then you form me MPP 28th of July 1992 in Accra here.
Memo so therefore before then na regimes coup d'etat no na ade abem. Where from 1992 be pim now tiwa now this will be sound coup. How do you feel?
That was the days the world was in darkness. So coups was something citizens accepted, and now they didn't have any option than to accept. But no, it wasn't the best. Coup has never been any alternative. Military intervention, any undemocratic rules, the dictatorship. It's never been any better alternative than democracy. So any form of coup or any form of military intervention to seize the country, even temporary, and yet, because the citizens choose the constitutions of every country know term mandate. And in Ghana, for example, the term mandate for every president is 4 years. Now, Nipa no choose president 4 years. Now, who are with one mandate. So the fact that military regimes have been say a developmental progress because a cut short government policies. Now, say when they say anytime military empower, you see degrees to rule. Okay. Who ruling without consent. President no announce and happens in a modern democratic society because you have to have a parliament and have a congress. Now parliament, any congress, any executives no. So say government person BBR, say government transfer with the cabinet, president and his cabinet, or more we are. Then they will take it. It becomes a bill. You call parliament. Parliament by a debate. The parliament approval it becomes a law or a policy, government policy. There you see. So we know a mark government checks and balances. Who say the cabinet or government of Ghana is being checked by Parliament. Now the citizens also check Parliament, so it make governance orderly. But coups are so bad, and they are so all the coups are having, they haven't delivered. In fact, the one we had are all inspired for a very long time.
Okay.
We say, and my country become very fragile and very untangible. Now, obiasru. Now, our system example, Jumai. Say, Oba Jumana Uswa, Oba won't mean deliver. You should be happy when you are coming to work. And so that was the situation in Ghana. And therefore, decisions were taken by the AFRC, PNDC, and those decisions, a lot of Ghanaians now are but they were compelled to accept those decisions. So coups of any sort, and you're right. In fact, that brings us to, unless, of course, you have a specific question to
No, I'm just looking at the course and looking at so MPP
yes,
from 1992.
In fact, and it's worrying because anybody about Kua, it means that all lucky the intelligence to be part of a normal system. I'm telling you, everybody walk it means that you want to make yourself a non-human being because coups.
Katie Hammond, I can't say
okay, I didn't get that, but I'm telling you, it's a fact.
At this time, I say, brain.
Yeah, very smart people. I mean, a hamipan say a lawyer, a law lecturer, a former executive secretary to the Constitutional Review Committee. And a former executive secretary to
the former President
Mahama would come on a platform confidently to talk about the fact that your country is ripe for coup. We are amazing. In fact, it's an insult to the law profession. He's a very good person. He's very intelligent. He's an academic giant. I have listened to him, and I tell you, I respect the man. But I'm telling you that from that day, all the respect me demand, about form. Actually say, no, he's not a proper Ghanaian citizen because Ghana the processes here HUC, Parliament, and your government. Now, country say country near right for Kua. Now the basis for which all say country near right for Kua. Actually say crowd, lecturer, very intelligent. It doesn't even follow international economic development. We are saying. In 2020, the World Health Organization declared the world a pandemic. Because coronavirus not started in 2019. But by the middle of 2020, the World Health Organization had no alternative than to say disease way a global problem.
Yes.
And therefore it was a pandemic. Now, pandemic times, and for the first time in this country, that a government, and then there's a global pandemic. It's akufo-addo's government.
Yes.
So governments around the world, no more changing or more strategy, no more review or more financial spendings, no more review or more budget, because pandemic no buy no. I say almost take drastic measures to be able to save the lives of the citizens. So expenditures be brave by all over the world, and those expenditures were unplanned for. They were not budgeted for. So government push, especially in Ghana, the akufo-addo led government, who say a number of lockdowns by people have to have food, and you saw in Accra Central, these are brothers and sisters who are hustling in Accra Central. The lockdown, the government had to provide free food in Kumasi all over. Travel, a lot of businesses collapsed here because the global pandemic collapsed all businesses in Ghana. It devastated all economies in Ghana. And on the basis of that, things got changed. Governments will have to change. Now, kudos to Akufo-Addo and his team. To make sure fewer Ghanaians died. Now, at one stage, President make very, very, very important statements. What governments can do is to bring back, especially what the MPP government can do best, is to bring back the economy to good shape. But what is to bring back lives. If anybody dies, no any other person can revive the person. So the agenda of government at that time was to pursue a policy to protect lives of the people and make sure that everybody goes to work. And today, despite all these things that has brought the economies of the world down and devastated it, we have a leading lawyer in the country who is a former executive secretary of the Constitutional Review Committee come and speak this nonsense. It is totally unacceptable. He should be ashamed of himself. In fact, for now, if I were him, I should be apologizing to yes, so me say, you know, the you know, and yeah, papa.
Yes.
Na meno nkayemia nka bibe make sure say ma Ghana for because we are lawyer. I say own respect is our lawyer law profession. Cause your constitutions we. And your lawyers now almost than judges. Hey, judges now almost interpret the constitution.
Yes.
So lawyers now almost supposed to be vanguards. How do you say vanguard in Chi? Well, they are supposed to be vanguards of our constitution. Now constitutionalism, no, I say I am protected because Emma obia freedom and liberty. So Atubiba was totally wrong. He wrong in threefold. Number one was that this country is smarter than him. Ghana for him.
Let me ask you, he's a politician. Do you see any element of politics?
Typical, yes.
Politics
typical NDC man.
Yes.
But me, I think that he should have, or say from time to time, while reaching certain peak in this country, he's one of the brainiest people in Ghana. I'm telling you. But say divulge himself from politics and become somebody. I'll bet him a state. And I'm sure time I will resign as executive secretary to the president. Now, me say or be status agenda. No. I'm supposed to be part of independent mind Ghanaians to help. But NDC colors so anything he does is NDC. And it's our example, which I say, who say for the first few days, the guy in court now, also NDC. At Chubiga or NDC. There are other people almost quietly about coup or NDC. Now we know well bereft of ideas, almost need ideas because Muna must say MPP government Most say part of the collapse economy. Most say corrupt. Most say social issue. Propaganda winning and more pushing. Most say mobile winning elections. So why are you propagating for a coup? Because it's not true that they will win. They want a coup. So that they will take over the governance from us. And then they will destabilize the economy and make Ghanaians say, oh, yeah, that is why a coup is done. So that Ombe leverage on that to do more politics. Because they know 2024, Ombe Lucy. Despite all this propaganda, 2024 would be their last end because you defeat your book time and continue with your good policies here. It will be difficult for NDC to survive the next 4 years heading to 2028. So Atubiga, is that Atubiga? Atubiga was very wrong on Yadia. It's a family person. Now, especially family people. No, he should know that coup. Coup there and Chusi and PQ. Everybody in the country suffer. Now, the family best suffer. Now, if he thinks on a small family in Accra and is enjoying life in the university as a university law lecturer, say, family in the north, it comes from the north, or family in the upper east region. Now, these families, coups will devastate them. Coups will spoil everything. Spoil education. Coups in yet. I'm telling you, the Ghanaian military is even not interested in the coup. They are not interested in the coup. They are very principled, fair-minded people. Defend the Ghana, mandate in their constitution, and therefore they are not interested. So, Tubuga, I expect the police. Now, even right now, the police are inviting you. Because Obi said the country is ripe for a coup. Publicly, I said police inviting you for questions. Abronya inviting you.
Yes.
You see, so this young man from the NDC, or sure at the go Facebook, inviting you. Now then, invite you. What kind of country is that? Selective in who?
Maybe you're inviting about who name.
No, it has to be public.
Okay.
And the police thing inviting the private. We're a national security matter. The public must know, say, we know the the police is looking. So I'm appealing to the police. And I tell you, if in the next 2 days the police hasn't invited him, I'll write to the police.
There's this elderly man at OTO. He says anybody who advocates for a coup d'etat is psychologically a failure.
I think I said it in a different way.
Okay.
Me see, your humanness is missing.
Okay.
I think it's true because coups are not good. Coups devastate Nipa. It discontinues people all their life and things like that. So nobody should be advocating.
Baby, the economy do you see say of
course, Nema Besisan, because the MPP government under the previous president, you saw how all take the economy from a disaster to the top. And hereby so say NDC by almost saying in fact the economy then was incompetently managed. And that's how this word incompetent came about. It was, I think, not coined, but it was propagated much more by Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So clearly, because you're getting slowly out of COVID. Now you're getting slowly out of COVID. Say, we are seeing now almost started planning internally to devise an agenda to be able to repair the economy and to kickstart the movement. So one of the things the MPP government is, for example, to make sure that some loopholes are inefficiency a government. There's an extra eye on it to make sure. And secondly, the cabinet has been solid. The way I have expenditure and EBBR, we in our cabinet discussing. And then the popular one, how to raise money internally. So government of Ghana decided to say, introduce this new levy. Levy new to get Sika within the country, so that they use Sika to shore up the economy and build infrastructure. Building. Now, tax no, your friend e-levy. The NDC for more confusing Ghanaians about e-levy. E-levy no enya momo kwao.
Okay.
No enya momo. Any transaction I obey electronic. From banks within banks. And any Momo transfer from banks within banks and Momo within and outside will be a transaction over 100, and they don't say it too. So MPP communication should be aware. Yes, you should emphasize clearly. Say transaction no a 100 or over. So 1.5% are charge you. So we transaction a day 100 or over. It means that Ubenye charges no best say utia sikama obina sikana and 200 cedis and it is 1 day. So for example, uko 20 cedis and then another 20 cedis unya 100 cedis na ye sa 1.5. Yes. So currently, say we are projecting to get close to about 69 billion Ghana cedis in 2022. That's a lot of money to spend. You remember, say, John Mahama Dieko IMF. Now, time our Dieko IMF, no, there was no pandemic. Not pandemic behind you. Or running the economy down to the loop. Now, run the economic. In fact, it was virtually flashed. Now, who say with all this propaganda, say gold, any oil, and yet e-levy. But at that time, no, Ghana, that's all these resources. Now, there was no pandemic, and we have to be very clear on that. MPP communicators must insist on that. They are not better than us in anything. They are not smarter than us. I'm telling you. So we have to insist. Say, there was no pandemic. Akufo-addo ran a pandemic economy. And get it out slowly. There's resilience. Who say we are moving forward. So what is happening? Levy, but because of your numbers in parliament, e-levy in history, NDC or you see this opportunity to do things. One, to either corrupt the system or make us unpopular. So all the noise we make is to make a party unpopular, to tell the ordinary Ghanaians, say, oh introducing taxes and therefore it's not right. Because almost say overtax. Now me catch almost say there are about 10 taxes or more. By a year.
It was about 15.
About 15 over near 15. Banking levy, Indian, NHS tax down, VAT down. We should tell Ghanaians say akufo-addo no we are interested in burdening Ghanaians. Because they buy most of these taxes. NDC time, levy.
Yes.
These vulnerable citizens. In fact, one of the most vulnerable citizens in our country are the Kaya people. But the NDC kept tax on them, struggling in the sun, carrying heavy goods. And then at the end of the day, they paid cutlass taxes, standard taxes, no dorsal. They buy 15 of them. When you naturally say, so back to e-levy. So you mobilize this money. 100% of Sasikano. Go back to the economy. Are you with me? Roads are here, building, schools, education, finding jobs, NAPCO, free education. Go back. So the NDC, they are almost so afraid, almost shaky. Say, hey, yes, way they enhance the government. That is the only reason why the NDC.
But they are saying, some of the bar, you lose the election. Even,
now, if they are saying, say, the bar, you lose, say, keep it quiet. In strategic analysis in politics, so be encourage him to do it. And now I'm not forgetting strategic analysis in politics. Or they just don't know. If you own him say we lose the election, then keep quiet and then even encourage her. In fact, you should be the first people to go to parliament to pass it. Because if you think say it is the other way around, my brother.
Okay.
And yes, sir, the bar winning election big time because the anti-neighbor winning election is because Sikano bar more development. Say there are things for example, it's now clearly known by the road minister.
Yes.
Roads are no government has done.
And public knows what the one
Public are do one dance. Free education. NDC omu propaganda from head to toe. Free education is the most important policy of any government from the days of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. I want them to come and debate me on that. They can propaganda because you see, say only a freer Ghana and a freer economy. I say educated citizens. Now akufo-addo say on his watch, Obi all completely BEC exam. No course senior high exam. If it's because of the school fees and tea, akufo-addo says that no, let's take it. Let's use your resources, internal resources, to finance the education of these young people. In the next 30 years, I'll be very old. I'll be very old. I'll maybe retire, and what I'll do is to sit down in my house and drink my coffee and read my newspapers. The only use I can be to the society is to provide elderly wisdom to the people. But the person who is 20 years today, in the next 20, 30 years, he'll be leading the country. One of them will be president, others will be ministers of state. They say, make sure their education is unhindered. I mean, so that the country will have them in their future to look after their country. So, and this propaganda and say all these things. And what is important is that make a direct appeal to the Ghanaian people. Say they should have confidence in the akufo-addo government because government are demonstrating say or your government or your honest or botuma. So e-levy. We need it on board. I say, John Muhammad call IMF.
Yes. Yababa sansem no so me ton ade aba na yababa internal politics and so within the MPP because Kenya without the election when isu ade hu no te say the kra no a when isu beto or now there is a president or no de call IMF enti say party no ehya keka no ho be yebedi ho nso nkomo kakra then IMF nkomo no yebedi I don't know say bia dum so time okay.
That's television now call off.
Call off or Juma.
Okay. For do so there.
Okay. Mame and Kyle man for say ash foam for say Yabua manie Wamwaba na Omaba no Maba Madina and Temo Atomic Junction Mall. Obeko no ash foam for Bibia ash foam, I can tell you. Onsa ebe to me I can be on teacher and so. before so be call between afre 0242 177612 0242 177612 now ne ash phone for no di enkomo bibia e ash phone omo di bi aba ho no ahye no so de amam yeguso a registration to cover up your SIM cards until ubehia Ghana card to do your registration. Unya Ghana card akoyo Ghana card. *404# no follow instructions no. And over call a hotel codes for office. I mean I don't know register ma BBSC na say no. One of my pay appliances this a TV. We TV free mo afi wo pay air condition. Sa niema e boa me fie kama no pe bi ato akense appliances na me kan for the amount. Almost stores no doors no turn so a chewade enema omon ton omo de chebi air standard fan mobile phone electric iron and a kettle shannon so na copy bi to 0200421004 0200421004 Ruta Natural Product Company no semen kai o sorry yes wanu yo onyo kakra sometimes e bia why dream be o say malaria na so na nya bia na typhoid enti check ni mienu nyina o check na say yemu bia omode abibidru aba ebo atu ase ba ko ye ruta mixture malaria ba ko ye ruta titanic typhoid and omo ruta life eno nso ebo amani padua na ahoden eye kama ba bi eton ro bia kwa amsa be ka bi 0244 503443 0244503443 Franco Trading Enterprise my phones and accessories Ghana ha ye ka phone ade obi anim ye Franco Trading Enterprise ye store no ba ko ewo Roxy Cinema yene no ena ehwe ani mo wadabraka ene Roxy Cinema na ehwe ani mo sanso so ena Oswald Street su your store no ba ko ho circle ye ben Unauthorized stores na door so obetumi nso a shop ewo online www.francotrading.com oba ho nso a ho na ebo no wo form yesanso charge 0246422338 ye ton air conditions yesanso ton tabletop fridges ni nyina no ebo no ewo form na yesan de TV ya brand na Franco nso aba ya no wakai wa share no so pani amene ndi nkoma no pay no le din ede Musah Superior Alhaji Musah Superior na ene dia oko Forestry Commissioner or one of the deputy CEO of Forestry Commission on na mene no edi enkomo na wo kan IMF aye ko ye ho ase me di kan busa odum so over this week me busa say odum so time enyuma this time enyuma wo do ani ehwa time ben na dipa ho kire no pa wo
no say Dumso killed this country Dumso Ghana but because Ghanaians are resilience no to survive I'm telling you Dumso virtually collapsed this country na time I can the MPP can say it's money issue of money omo deny later it became clear that now omo nisika because omo ran it down the economy omo nisika to address the problems of Dumso so Dumso time there in fact nkebe kuwa
that time no
nkebe kuwa and I'm surprised there this man a too bigger man
Atuguba
NDC lawyer at that time now Ghana ha juma Ghana ha executive secretary to the president one anything say yenko country no right for coup na sisia yewo post COVID economy I try to manage the economy you come and tell Ghanaians say yenko coup so Dumso no there na e dia Ghana pa na yanya any challenge in Ghana more than Dumso
yes
a collapse amount for businesses and make it amount for to become sick. You know, say a number of people amount to me in that.
And apparently, we saw Dr. Bedusa Akodi, and he was telling us health sector.
Yes.
And near my course.
Yes, exactly.
And I asked him, say, cholera. Now me feel say doctors need nurses and na any because na ye kitwe but na you am not say leadership. It was leadership.
Yes, it was, and you know, it affected all sectors of the economy, including the health sector. So as for Dumso, there it is on the head of Mahama for good. To me, shifted. Na buy no Dumso are fixing clean. We have found money. We are getting the energy sector run well. So that the country will be running. In Kasisi and Kentini approved.
That be off.
They be a light of plant, more money. Businesses are collapsing. Small businesses went out of the system until they fix it Dumso. So Mahama and his badge. And
they are saying economy no is good. Ghana say
propaganda. Says an LED, this lawyer. to be hitting his head unnecessarily to the wall. Why would you want to hit your head to the wall and get a clap from your followers? Now, so clap on, from the NDC, they are making him to become stupid because they are, and you're right, because the economy is resilient. COVID, global pandemic, coronavirus, a devastating economy. Here they are akufo-addo and in the cabinet or me pursue agenda to repair the economy and fix it well. Nobody is saying that we are not in hard times. No, nobody is saying that. But the reasons why we are in hard times and your internal factor, external issues. Now these things are all in control. COVID say sika nka odi beye rules nka odi beye say nka odi beye say sa sika no wa push a lot of the money into the economy to save the lives of their people. Be sincere, Mahama na president nka COVID. Nka on me. O was nka be better. No obwa nka on me because under Mahama na COVID ni ho. Okay. But the economy was bad. So IMF. It will be IMF and then IMF no cry you see how IMF no say nema. Because conditions. As our conditions, one of the conditions cry me and connect it. Say, oh yeah, mouse sick, but the employee labor. So that university students are coming out of university because we have $1 billion employing labor. It was a hard condition. Mahama and his team, his economic advisor, and Atuba executive secretary. Yes, Atuba was executive secretary, and he almost presided over this terrible economy. Now, almost Sasi can cry buying tranches for 3 years. Yeah, for 3 years. But yeah, they mobilizing around 7 point something billion per annum, to deliver. So it means that internally, I'm going to the IMF. And you remember one of the leading policies of the akufo-addo government. We are seeing now who said, no, this is the man who can make Africa change. It's the Ghana Beyond Aid policy. Who document now, who say this is the life-changing long-term policy for Africa, not even Ghana. Because it says, you see your own strength. We shouldn't let the recolonization and pebium say we are fighting independence. But NDC understanding a woman no, because the NDC, some of them are very intelligent people. Okay. A majority of them they don't know, to be honest with you. Okay. I mean the few ones who knows they won't talk about it because they know that we know that NDC should tell the world policy how introduce having international recognition. Okay. They should tell us. Okay. Buy from Atta Mills, any John Mahama, any the Indian Rawlings. Buy no policy ben introduce attractive international commentary. Akufo-Addo is the only person who has done that. And anyway, Ghana Beyond Aid policy. Or say prepare who to accept say we are independent and that it means mobilizing your own energies, any resources to prepare the Ghana. Always going about the begging, we should have to have a stage what yes, and say we are not going to be part of the international community, resources from the international community, but there are certain loans or grants that when you go and then conditions are you say no, you revert back to the country and mobilize. So we are on course. Economy is on course, resilient, and I am confident, say we will get out of it because COVID no slowly. Yes. COVID no off completely. Government no be reviving the system through these other policies, especially one of the leaders. If you look at economy, President Beto it grew 3.4. Now, now they share the next 2-3 years are cut to go to the elections. I'll bet me a revival economy to say the absolutely, because the figures they don't like to hear, but the figures are the data. What you say? I mean, so currently, the situation where we are indicates we have the strong support network to support the president. This situation is better than the Obetwe then, or the Obetwe then. The Mahama Jan or 3.4 over 2 years. Yes. Okay, so now his CCA. But crown him say better. And the Ghanaian people know. Because we have a very liberal, fast-growing economy. And making Obia security is very key in economic development. Okay. Now CCA Obia have security, transact his business, and do well. So you can see that that is why I'm using the word resilient, a very resilient, progressive economy that with time prepare the country to properly means that the growth will come proper. So all this propaganda the NDC is doing, just for political and electoral purposes. Aim, say, whatever the case may be, hangy MPP for and win elections. So we're never gonna hear Ghanaians. We're never gonna hear say, oh, say we there, why are there, we there, no, because the agenda now a propaganda-led agenda to make sure say we need 2024 elections.
And how are you, Musah Superior, going to position yourself and then our first position who are MPP party to make sure say MPP wins the next election?
Oh, I think that is a direct question. I'm sure say what is me running for General Secretary.
Mati.
That is why you ask
Mati.
Now me running for General Secretary. Now I'm sure say me nye juma no a ebe buapa because the party no akofom
kakra na akofom pa
nye easy. Party are producing government. In the OCC, you're taking more than 30 minutes talking about a government performance.
Yes.
Best government, efficient government, good government, akufo-addo doing well, and in the cabinet. But they be a MPP as a party, the political party MPP, akofo. But the political government, that's a contradiction. Now, so a contradiction as a general secretary, maybe I'm incorrect. Now, then happy here. Then make a statement say akofo. A party for no plan. National leadership of the party on one divisive plan. Communicate their plan to your party people so that add value to their lives. And yet, polling station officers, electoral area coordinators, constituency executives, local leaders of their party. Party. Day-to-day, house-to-house organization for the MPP. Polling station, election, polling agents. Now, party winning election, now the general policy of everybody for himself, God for us all, our policy, and yes, party. So me back with the policy, say the policy of a token reward. First of all, I say I reward you. Say every single officer of our party, I say I reward you. Now, one of the things I will do as General Secretary is to push to the next steering committee. Say I say I reward you, they say thank you, salute them, and say. You have done well. Why are there? 2016 election. You call you more bomarding. You winning 2020. You call you bomarding. You winning. So this is a thank you. Now, my brother, a token reward. Anything. We are in government. You have to be mobilizing resources through legal means to reward our people. Now, Ube prepare 4,675 certificates. AMA constituency executive, how much would it cost? And then with a small amount of money to say thank you, how much would it cost? That's number one. After the reward, I say you devise another plan. Nasa plan MPP.
Mamenfa few messages na ento aso mention until nkaye papa himself osan no mame problem kakra. And this one is coming from Okuseku Odamfa. He says it's high time the MPP government begin to turn some of the negative things the government opponents are doing into the advantage. For instance, if the government communicators start explaining the disadvantages of coup as compared to the positives to Ghanaians, the opposition will become apprehensive and will be discouraged from pursuing such negative propaganda. Of Akonongo, Washington, D.C. And he says, I don't understand why Ghanaians still believes in JM and the NDC. Even without COVID, we slept in darkness for almost 5 years and ended up at the IMF for policy credibility. Ghanaians should please ignore these lies. God bless Nana Addo who of Akonongo Washington DC and the way by Nana Kwamwabuatin or Blakuma Central. And he says, I think this is not the right time for Musah Superior to run for General Secretary position. He should rather start from the polling station secretary. He has a lot to learn from John Boadu. That's your thought. Do you know Musah Superior here? Anyway, a very good morning to Chairman Odene Kweku Apia Koda. Nana Kwamwabuatin. But I say also the Abba. Okay. Obeni, to us one.
Yeah. So basically, here a party a bet my boy a party for. Now you call election. They be me camp. There are two reasons why you decide to say supporting political party, whether you are supporting MPP or PFP or etc. There are two reasons. Number one, a Ghana reason. Now, that Ghana reason, who subscribe to the party because who believe it's a party no winning elections are a better man manage the economy of the Ghana, the country well. And that is why you now supporting MPP. But the effort who put it in to get MPP elected, no, so energy, no, only say party no we are the political party itself, no, a better man wow as a person. Now, one leg, no, yeah, there. Because a choosy government, and we are very, very confident that this government, a Bojuma. But answer, go to the rural country and see your party officers. They're struggling, your party officers. Sometimes you no furniture, no television. Your party communicators, only laptops. Now, a party communicator need laptop, any internet, and a mobile communication phone. No better a research department, one of the most important departments of our party, or only research tools, no internet, no computers. TESCON, the front of students of the MPP, almost bottom mama MPP. Anytime you hear they are available. TESCON for almost here helper, they don't get it. In fact, amazingly, they don't even know who to contact to get help. When you now a youth wing, they operating at half strength. Nasara is total a disaster. Women's wing operating half strength. When you now my partner conform, now who call out? My nanty, I've gone to about 9 out of the 16 regions. Now the complaints are yet getting from the grounds, no. And say you take this party right now into an election, you have a problem, despite the excellent Juma akufo-addo. Akufo-addo, they like say 50%. The home, it means that we are ahead of the NDC 50% because of Juma. But you hear party, no. So that party be a strong conveyor belt. Messages, no, all the things that the government carry messages, no, to the hinterlands. Otherwise, they allow hinterlands, no, for the NDC to continue with propaganda. I say, oh, weak party, a party that is not strong, any focus, party no end to me, yes, Ajumana. So me back as General Secretary to correct all these mistakes so that they might prepare a strong, viable party to face whoever is elected NDC presidential candidate in 2024. The other analysis is a man for Bibre catch and say, oh, you don't change your winning team. Now, our analysis is a very, very illogical analysis. You change a winning team if the team is becoming weak. A couple football match, not team, no. Musah team no was leading by 3 goals. For the first 45 minutes, more leading by 3 goals. The next 45 minutes, more by that 3 goals no more equalizing, and they are even ahead of you. Coach, I say I won't change the strategy. That is the situation with the MPP now. 2016 election was a special project for Ghana and for akufo-addo. It was mainly led by akufo-addo and Dr. Bawumia.
Yes.
On the receive total support from Ghanaians, especially even non-MPP supporters, because at that time, no, John Mahama ran the economy on the ground, deep on the ground. Now, it was that time, for the first time, somebody from opposition defeated somebody in government by this huge margin. That's never happened in this country. So wait, the 2016 election was a special project for Ghana. And the leadership of that project, were determined. His Excellency Nana Addo and Dr. Bawumia, lead this project, and the kinds of lectures the kinds of interventions that the MPP made and mobilizing Ghana to support the MPP project at that time. So fast forward 2020, then this was a typical MPP project because Ghanaians, a lot of Ghanaians were not with us and wanted they had withdrawn. MPP project. What happened? From 2016, 169 Cs. Fast forward 2020, 137 Cs. What were the issues?
And you think it's a leadership?
A leadership crisis because say you parliamentary primaries in 2016 on the watch of Comm Agyapong. Primaries no, conducted primaries no without any noise. There was no machinations, no transparent and credible. So you produce your parliamentary candidates no. Parliamentary candidates no were able to deliver in 169 Cs. Fast forward 2020 elections, the primaries are producing your candidates for 2020 elections. That primaries no was marred with lack of transparency, machinations, and disqualifications. And on the basis of that, your election, the numbers no perform. 32 members of parliament of the MPP side got fired. And now we are an executive of a party will lose 32 members of parliament. Now, votes are akufo-addo in 2016. Votes no perform by half.
So we hear the history of from 1992 all the elections, second term, Niotia Kunyasono Olusu vote in terms of presidency and that of the parliament.
Those votes are not as abysmal as this one. That is the argument we are making. Those votes are not as. Look at the MPs. 169, 137. A historic. It's a clear failure. So that's another issue.
And you see, Serbia, same current leadership network.
Absolutely.
Drop more.
Absolutely, because Omo are fatigued. You can see that, for example, you know Sami Oku, a very clear-minded young man, very positive person. Will make a statement to the world, say, only the own cobium, and the reason is that he believes those coming are very powerful people. Party no more.
Okay.
This is a guy all other MPP, so we have to commend him for that.
Okay.
So they say a party for no motivation. Now some motivation no currently no any hope. Now elected this current executive back. Omo can motivate polling station officers and constituency officers to come back and work. So the best thing our partner say is to put them aside and get a strong, smart team. Because as General Secretary, one of the key projects, Mayor, is to go back to the constituency people and get our people back. Because métier and then on body language, the kinds of attitude they are showing to me and saying, oh, now, we need elections are no plan. Now, elections are more. We and yet party have to have a plan. And on something I maybe develop what I call the business development unit of the MPP. There's our business development unit, a party for constituency executives, any polling executive, discuss with them, interview them, and find out exactly their number so that the business development unit of the MPP developing would help them to increase economic outlook so that jobs and now business because the more you make you economically viable, constituency. Because, say, for example, all the 17 constituency executives Juma. Actually, say partly help they can quickly get together and contribute money and help their party. And
this one is coming from Okusek. He is an elderly person of the party, Adenta. He says, kindly let me differ from Ekuamabwati. Ekuamabwati sent in a message and said, where can I kind of message?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Listen to Musah Superior, you realize that he, quotes, is ripe, unquotes, to stand for the position of the General Secretary for MPP. He has spoken intelligently. Okuseku Ewodamfa. and the Abanti. People are listening to you.
Yeah, so that is the good news of the MPP, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, varied views. The young man said I wasn't okay. This man says I'm okay. And this is what I love so much, because a party of competition and democracy and liberty and diversity. So it's okay. I am happy with that. But back to these things. So currently, your party any welfare, national welfare scheme. So we are thinking, say, a welfare scheme. That's our welfare scheme. No, we are going to look for money. I'm thinking of proposing to the steering committee, say we should look for 1 million Ghana cedis and divide it by 275. That's how 1 million Ghana divided. Over constituency, 3,500 Ghana cedis. Now, base capital, base our welfare account. No, and from time to time, a party for our government officials, party encourage you to contribute to the welfare scheme, so that in constituencies issues of wedding, outdoors, accidents, issues of unemployment, issues of difficulty, at least in say welfare this thing to help them. Also operate party from the bottom to top. So I approach her from top to bottom. As general secretary, I will collapse that thing and buy a party. So most of the officers of the party as general secretary mean I'm a functional officer of the party, and everybody apart from the national chairman all working to my direction.
There are a lot of positions in the party. Why general secretary?
Yeah, because the general secretary is the most functional office of the party, and who are only the leg officer of the steering committee, who manage the day-to-day administration of the party. The organogram of the party is that Obia working to you. So a very effective position. I bet make it change. I bet man make changes. Now, so like us, yeah.
Okay. To us, ma'am, Pasolo the work up, and he says he agrees with you. Said after the elections, now leadership I ignore the grassroots after we won the elections, and Pasolo they will equip him.
It's absolutely right, and in a public. Constituency more than half of the constituency officers are more complaining. I don't think it's good for the MPP. You hear leadership are be thoughtful and be honest and revert back to the party and continue my mandate. More elected leadership a 4-year mandate. Now 4 years I say I will use it for 4 years now and do party work. Now one of the work leadership should do is to look for after a human resource. And the human resource are the officers, supporters, volunteers, communicators of their party. So you're failing in managing the human resource of the party and providing them with energy, any support. No, it means that you're failing in the management of their party. Because party leadership, you are not elected to manage infrastructure or to build infrastructure. You are elected to manage people. Now, who manage people it means that you as a own having a plan in place to develop them economically and to develop them intellectually. And that is the basis for which, as General Secretary, things are going to change in this MPP thing. We're going to move the MPP to a stage and open the MPP and make sure that Obia participated. The potential of every MPP young man will be recognized, because we are no longer going to allow Nipa Omube operating partner from behind. Obia must come through the front door, and if you are coming through the front door, you better recognize you. Now, the days of, I am more MPP than other person, sense of entitlement in the party, we have to find a way to collapse it. A man for be brave, or more mama MPP, and they are in rural Ghana, or more need any godfather. But you have been able to identify a so-called godfather, and the godfather the man in Sefiwi also, polling station officer in Sefiwi also, only godfather. So me as General Secretary, me make it the MPP the godfather of everyone.
My time is up. Conclude, mami.
Oh, my conclusion is that's one thing.
You come again. Na me brain no assume. Next time we buy, we share. Juma why anti because maybe history and I am a guide me. You come again. Tamale, yes, baby. Juma we ho near we effect in just ended elections. You saw Tamale and the environment of Tamale. I was here because without that, when me more home in there, why do you have to come and then
Tamale was solid.
Okay,
so maybe I better discuss. I will conclude with 2 remarks. Number 1 remark is that in July, me make a direct appeal to the NPP people. Say, I'm voting me as General Secretary. I won't disappoint them. They change the way their party operates. And their party will recognize a number of people, including your financiers, your patrons, communicators, volunteers, any party officers, and then the rest of their party people. Number two, e-levy is so important. Now make a direct appeal to the NPP people. Anywhere, or on television, so radio, so I'm making sure e-levy a part of your conversation, because your agenda to educate the polluted minds. And these are polluting the minds of the Ghanaians. Now, a responsibility as party communicators to speak the right thing to our people so that we may accept e-levy.
Mera say, Nidin Ede Alhaji Musah Superior. Currently, one of the deputy CEOs of Forestry Commission.
But Manko Hajo.
Sir,
I'm trying to say maybe next year.
I am one.
No, Manko Haj.
Unko Haj. Yes, I want Menko Haj.
No, I haven't been to Haj.
Yes, Menko Haj.
Menko Haj.
Kind of Manko Haj.
Okay. I haven't been to, but Haj, a very important ritual for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, so
I'm praying, okay. You have to fulfill certain conditions to go to Haj. I'm sure, say by next year I should be able to fulfill.
Very well. For one my boy free and Solomon Sasu Mensa, Godna Sarveria Consulas in Tiaboy, Josaberma, Agyapong, Agyapong. Yadamwasi say mobile or radio and on TV Jifa Bakufocus Kwesi Nancy Randy Enafi one muso boy or MCR Ejano Edamwasi Midi Edia Amufabo Chinyame Adma or Chanopa na ko yefia day Jordan so yeah my son said Jordan so a holiday because of 6 months and Nyame Adma Benada Ibishia Yakro